Roseburg, Stewart, it matters. And at the same time, it doesn't matter.
Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Sweet Johnson Stadium on the campus of North Eugene High School, as tonight your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts will finish out Area 4 play as they take on the Emerald Challengers out of the Eugene-Springfield area. Today, the Docs look to end a losing streak in Area 4 play as they take on the Challengers, who came to Roseburg last night and swept two in a league doubleheader. We've got an exciting evening of baseball for you coming up here on Douglas County's Home for Sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Welcome in, everybody. Joey Keyran here with you. It's great to have you joining us for the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. We will go ahead and continue with our countdown to first pitch in today's ball game with a preview of today's matchup and a kind of overlook at the program as we talk with head coach Jeremiah Robbins here coming up in just a few moments on the pregame show as we get ready for a beautiful evening for baseball here in the Willamette Valley. Another hot one for us tonight. Yesterday we were seeing temperatures in the mid-90s, today in the low 90s here in Eugene as we get ready for game one of our doubleheader. We'll talk with Coach Jeremiah Robbins in just a moment. Want to remind you today's game is streaming live online at 541radio.com, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. Although we are working on a chance to, we're working on the internet connection right now. It's a little slow. It's lagging on me a bit. And this is the same experience we had last time we were here. So bear with us there. Hopefully things will stabilize for us as we get up and going throughout the broadcast here today. But I'm getting some notices here that things are moving slower than we would like them on the internet signal. Those are the joys of summer baseball. All right, so that is the setup for today's broadcast as we get ready for game one of our doubleheader. We'll have head coach Jeremiah Robbins joining us next on the pregame show here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Back here with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Doc Stewarts will wrap up Area 4 play today with a doubleheader here at Sweet Johnson Stadium tonight, getting two games in against the Emerald Challengers, looking to bounce back after another couple of tough ones last night. Joining us is head coach Jeremiah Robbins. Coach, I know you can be kind of superstitious guy. I can be as well. You changing anything up? I know it's a tough streak right now in Area 4 play. You kind of resort to almost anything at this point to try and just get something going different for you guys. Anything that you guys doing here to try and just kind of get out of this funk?
Well, we got to play better baseball. I mean, superstitions aside, I get that.
Yeah.
I'm very superstitious myself, but those were two of tough losses last night. We pitched well enough to sweep, and we just didn't get it done offensively, and then we kicked the ball around defensively. And it's one thing dropping some games we need the balls get whacked around the yard. That's one thing. We can live with that. But, man, when our guys compete on the mound and give us every opportunity to win a baseball game and we just don't capitalize, those are tough ones. So we got to bounce back, and, a short turnaround, today coming into this. So we got to be better. We got to be better in a lot of different areas. If we can get a pitching out like we've had the last two games and just throw in some offense and play D, man, we'll come out on the good side of this thing. I definitely like our club, and it's just once again the mystery of which club's going to show up. Is it going to be Jekyll or Hyde? Yesterday it was the wrong team, so we got to be focused on that today. We got Talk back today, so that's exciting to get him back out there. We're out a couple guys as well. We won't have Corbin today or Parker, so. Add one, lose two. It's been a weird summer, but our guys are resilient. We'll get the whole club back this weekend, so that'll be neat. That'll be the first time, all 17 are ready to go. So it's about persevering through this thing. Those were tough ones yesterday. They didn't sit well with the guys, and hopefully they'll come out today with a little more passion.
Yeah, I keep watching this team, and it's been tough for sure to watch what's happened. And Medford, they were every bit of what Medford is. Eugene yesterday, as you mentioned, it looked like two winnable games. How much do you feel like this team, just when maybe the chips get down, they get in their head too much, they press too much? We've talked about that you just got to play the way they know they can, not try to do too much. Is that just kind of been the bugaboo you keep seeing? Is this team just tries to make the extra play instead of just making the play in front of them?
You nailed it. That's spot on, and that's our message to them as well. We said that to them before the game yesterday. Go be you. Don't try to be better than you. And I thought at times yesterday we got steamrolled because we were trying to do too much, especially in the batter's box. We faced, nothing against the challengers, but we faced better pitching heading into that game, our previous four games, and we seem to be just fine. So it seems like we get in this league thing and they try to be more than what they are. So if we can just be us today, I like our chances after 14 innings.
You mentioned Takahashi, and I know not one guy is going to change everything for you guys, but obviously getting deeper is nice. Unfortunately, losing a couple of guys for this weekend, but being able to see a guy that's been out most of the season make his return, how nice is that for you as the coach and for this team to be able to get a guy that you expected to be a regular contributor?
Yeah, I think it's good. His teammates love him. He's been with the club the whole time, so it's not a mystery. He's a special player. He plays hard. He's got some weapons, both offensively and defensively. The kid's got a bright future. I feel like he's got plenty of rest, and coming from him, we always rely on the players to give us their information, and he says he's ready to go. It's nothing. We don't ever pressure a player to play. We always err on the far side of caution with our kids, so it goes with their pitch counts too. I've pulled guys with pitch counts that probably had 2 more innings. So he says he's good to go. So it's been his call all summer, and he's ready to go. So I know the team really enjoys him. He's just a great human being. So having him back out there should make a difference.
All right, Coach. Best of luck to you guys out there today against Eugene.
All right. Thanks, Joey.
And that is head coach Jeremiah Robbins as we get ready for today's matchup. Wrapping up our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Again, let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. We'll have a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups when we come back after the national anthem as the Docs on the road looking to get their first win in Area 4 league play. They are 0-6, and they are trying to snap a bit of a slump when it comes to facing Eugene and Medford. It has been tough going so far this season. We'll see if the Docs can turn it around when we come back. Game 1 of our doubleheader here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My name's Chris. 2016, I got lymphoma stage 3 cancer and went through radiation for 6 months. I was exhausted all the time, and that's when I found One Peak Medical. My family life got better. because I was more attentive and more energy. Because of One Peak Medical, I'm back doing everything I love to do.
Hormone balancing can help with fatigue, anxiety, pain, and much more. Call or book online today at onepeakmedical.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza. Made with only the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Wrapping up the national anthem as we get ready to go for today's broadcast of Doc Stewart's baseball on the road against the Emerald Challengers here at Sweet Johnson Stadium on the campus of North Eugene High School. Before we get to the Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for a station identification. This is Doc's Baseball on the Score.
Directors of the Emerald Overhead Door Challengers would like to call your attention to the field as joining us tonight to throw out the first pitch is the Schneider family, represented by Katie, Chris, Lucas, and Jacob, and the Burrell family, represented by Sarah, Paul, Jackson, and Wyatt.
Taking a look at the Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, as they will be in the third base batter's box, or third base dugout, I should say, as we get ready for today's ball game. Taking a start at the top of the lineup will be Austin Takahashi, back in the lineup for the first time since early in the season for the Dr. Stewarts. Takahashi will be playing at third base to start out today's ball game. Sebastian Watson is the second baseman, batting second for the Docs, followed by Cade Johnson, the shortstop. Batting in the cleanup spot will be Dominic Titone, the DH. Hitting for starting pitcher Ever Lamb. Daniel Withers, the first baseman, bats fifth, followed by Knox Hubbard, the catcher. Braxton Dill in right field will bat seventh, followed by Eli Jacobs in left field. Carson Dunn, the center fielder, batting in the 9 position. That is a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Docs. When you're looking to build the best defense for your house to protect from those summer bugs, well, get in touch with Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Call them at 673-0363. For the Challengers today on the mound will be Carter Green in Game 1 of our doubleheader. So we get a couple of ceremonial. Carter Green on the mound from Marist High School, class of 2022, a second-team All-State selection for the Vreem is out at first base. Easton McDonald will be the second baseman. Eli Christ at third. And Cooper Mullins back in the lineup for the Challengers after missing a few games, we heard, as he was playing, it sounds like, in some other ball games for another area kind of traveling all-star team. Mullins back with the Challengers here tonight for this doubleheader against the Docs. He will be at shortstop. In the outfield from left to right, Adam Elliott, Dylan Butler, and Jack Riley, your starting 9 for the Challengers as they look to try and keep their winning ways going in Area 4 league play. Challengers come in at 33-11 on the season, 2-0 after the wins yesterday against the Docs. Both of those wins 5-3 victories for the Challengers, starting with a lead in Game 1, jumping out to a 5-0 lead and holding off a rally in the 7th inning by the Docs, who scored 3 in the 7th but couldn't keep the comeback going. And then in Game 2, the Challengers They were able to battle their way back after the Docs held the lead two different occasions. The Docs led by a run in that game, too, but the Challengers scoring 4 runs in the top of the 6th inning to pull ahead for good and coming away with the 5-3 victory in Game 2 of that doubleheader last night there at Champion Car Wash Field. Doc Stewart's will be in the black tops as usual. Black tops, the gray trousers. Dr. Stewart's across the chest in blue, outlined in orange. Numerals on the front and the back in blue, outlined in orange as well. The black stirrup socks, black caps with the blue R on the front. Austin Takahashi will lead things off. He has had 16 plate appearances, 8 official at-bats. He's played in 4 games total. Right now hitting 125 as he gets his first at-bat in quite some time, and he'll take low for ball 1 as we are underway in Game 1 of our doubleheader. So we are looking to see the Docs end a streak as the first hit of the ball game will go to Austin Takahashi. He pushes one, the left-handed batter. Sends one out to left field. Takahashi will have the first hit of the ball game for the Docs as he flares one out in front of left fielder Adam Elliott. Takahashi will be our first hit of the game for the Docs, which is always brought to you by MSK True Value. Make sure you don't swing and miss with your next project. Make it a hit. That's MSK True Value and Building Supply, located in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. Sebastian Watson will bat with 1 on and nobody out. On the mound, Green with a runner on, works out of the stretch for the first time today. He'll miss high for ball 1. Docs, he'll put one foul. Guys on the roster, we talked a little bit about that last night. Probably one of the more heavily represented teams on this Challengers roster this year. The pitch, instead a throw over to first. Back in safely is Takahashi, who has been thrown over to couple of times so far. 1-1 count here for Sebastian Watson. He'll put one in the air out towards center field. Dylan Butler will range to his left and gets underneath it for the catch to retire Watson for the first out here in the top of the first. One down with Takahashi still on at first base, and Cade Johnson, the shortstop, will get a chance to bat. Dropping down to the 3rd spot in the lineup. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. They had tried him out in the 3-hole earlier in the season, even without Takahashi in the lineup. Didn't necessarily work the best for him, but he will look if he can keep his .398 average going as he bats in the 3rd spot, with Takahashi leading things off for the Docs here today. Really, with Takahashi in the lineup, they get 3 guys at the top of the lineup that are very good contact hitters as Johnson takes high and away for ball 1. Takahashi, Watson, and Johnson, all guys that at least usually, not every time, but usually will at least put the ball in play to see if the defense can make the play. With 1 out, the first pitch here the 1-0 pitch is in the air for Johnson. Again, out to center field, Dylan Butler is underneath it. Throw over to first base. The Challengers thought maybe they had a chance of getting Takahashi on that pickoff throw. 2 away as Dom will dig back in, waiting on the first pitch from Green. The runner is going at the plate. That was ball 1. Throw to second, though, is going to be there in time to get Takahashi, and Dominic Titone will not get a chance to finish off his at-bat. So the Doc Stewarts get a leadoff single, but unable to do anything with it. No runs, 1 hit, no error, and nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning. Still a scoreless ball game between the Docs and the Challengers on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Appreciate
Scoreless ball game as we head to the bottom of the first inning. It's time now to take a look at our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Emerald Challengers. Put together by head coach Kenny Niles. Jack Riley will lead things off, the right fielder, followed by Easton McDonald, the second baseman. Cooper Mullins, the shortstop, will bat third, followed by Eli Christ, the third baseman. Callan Vreem, the first baseman, hits fifth. The DH, Kay Johansson, will bat in the sixth spot for starting pitcher Carter Green. The center fielder is Dylan Butler, batting seventh, followed by catcher Nate Cook. And in left field is Adam Elliott, the number 9 hitter for the Challengers. So that is a look at the Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Challengers. They will face off against Ever Lamb, who comes in with a 3-2 record in 26 innings of work, a 4.58 ERA, 25 strikeouts, and 9 walks. As his first pitch is in for strike one. Strike one to Jack Riley, the right fielder. The pitch is fouled away for an 0-2 count. Again, for those that might be watching online at 541radio.com or on our YouTube channel at 1490 The Score, we do know that our internet is lagging a little bit there. Apologize for that. If it does ever cut out enough to where you can't follow it, you can always tune in and catch the broadcast. Either listen to the online radio stream by going to 541radio.com and listen live to The Score, or you can tune in on the radio, go to 92.3 FM or 1490 AM to tune in for the game. A 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and Ever Lamb will have a strikeout to begin things here in the bottom of the first. Jack Riley is retired, one away. That strikeout brought to you by One Peak Medical. Don't let the perfect pitch get by you. If you're tired of waiting months to see a doctor, visit onepeakmedical.com. One down, another lefty at the plate for the Challengers. Missing low for Easton McDonald, the second baseman. Taking a look at the defense for the Docs behind the plate, Knox Hubbard, as the 1-0 pitch comes in, just a bit high for a 2-0 count. Cooper Mullins is the on-deck hitter. He's the third man up here. But for the Docs defense, Hubbard behind the plate. Daniel Withers out at first as the 2-0 pitch, again missing just high to McDonald. Sebastian Watson at second, Austin Takahashi starting at third, and at shortstop is Cade Johnson. As the 3-0 pitch down the middle for a strike, a 3-1 count to McDonald. In the outfield from left to right for the Docs, Eli Jacobs, Carson Dunn, and Braxton Dill. 3-1 pitch. Hubbard tried to frame that one in on the inside corner, couldn't get the call, and that'll be a walk issued to Easton McDonald. McDonald finds his way on with one out. One on, one away. Cooper Mullins will bat, the shortstop, another lefty. 3 start to begin things here for the Challengers in the bottom of the first. First pitch to Mullins, just a bit high for ball one. A 1-0 count for Mullins from Marist High School, class of 2023. First team All-Stater this last year for the Spartans, 2-0 count. Two balls, no strikes, with one out. Scoreless ball game so far here in the bottom of the first inning. Ever Lamb will miss inside, the count going to 3-0. Out at first base, Easton McDonald after the walk. 3-0 pitch for Mullins, and Lamb will miss high. 4 straight pitches outside the zone forever. Back-to-back walks issued. And walks, an issue that Doc Stewart's pitchers always, of course, looking to avoid. Kind of the bane of the existence for this coaching staff. Ever usually pretty good on that. Only 9 walks coming into this matchup. He has issued 2 so far here in the first. A first pitch strike one. Good to see there against the cleanup man, Eli Christ. Christ is the third baseman. Bats in the cleanup spot. Right-handed batter first in the lineup from the right side of the plate for the Challengers. Big cut out of him on the 0-1 pitch, and he's got the 2 strikes with 1 out and 2 runners on base for the Challengers. 0-2 count. Out at second base, McDonald. Mullins at first. The pitch, ground ball, back to the mound. Ever throws to second. Cade Johnson there. Over to Daniel Withers. And that is a 1-6-3 double play for the Doc Stewarts to get through things here in the first inning. We will head to the top of the second, and with a scoreless ball game, no runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base for the Challengers on 541radio.com and on the score.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where
it was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Leading things up for the Doc Stewarts in the top of the second, the designated hitter, number 3, Dominic Titone.
Dominic Titone will be at the plate as he begins things here in the second. He was up to bat, saw one pitch when Austin Takahashi was thrown out at second base trying to steal. That ended the first inning. So Titone will get a new at-bat here. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Doc Stewarts and the Challengers scoreless after 1 inning of play. The 1-0 pitch to Dom is in for a strike. In that first inning, off the bat of Austin Takahashi, we'll look to try and do a little bit more here this second time around in the second inning against Carter Green. Green only facing 3 batters in the first, officially. A 1-2 count for Green against Dominic Titone. A 1-2 pulled towards first base. Stutter step over there by Callan Vreem does sit down and settles in to field the ball right at him at first. Not a very hard hit ball by Dominic Titone. Vreem able to take it himself to retire the first out here in the second. Docs Baseball today brought to you by B&D Meats down in Withers. Or, excuse me, down in Winston. It is Daniel Withers at the plate. Withers will dig in. First pitch low for ball 1. It's grilling season, so make sure you stop by B&D Meats down in Winston for something to put on the grill this evening. Withers, a 1-0 pitch. He fouls that one back from Green. 1-1 count. Daniel Withers batting in the 5 spot for the Docs. Coming in, batting at .293 this season. Trying to get something going here in the second inning. Docs hoping to try and play on. It's a pitch high for ball 2. 2 balls and for Daniel Withers. Green out of the stretch is that one back to the football field here at North Eugene High School. And parallels that first base and right field line here at Sweet Johnson Stadium. 2-2 count with 1 away for Withers. He waits for the delivery from Green. Breaking ball, check swing, dribbles past the mound. Mullins charges in, takes a high hop, but he fields it cleanly. And will toss it over to Vreem for the second out. 2 down with nobody on. Docs will look to Knox Hubbard to try and see if he can get something started. Warm one today here in Eugene. Looking at low 90s when we got here today and still hanging around 91 degrees, expecting to probably cool down into the mid-70s by the time we wrap things up here today. First pitch to the lefty, Hubbard hits the inside corner for a called strike. Knox bats in the 6th position. Hubbard stepping in, batting .286 this summer for the Docs. Takes low and inside. He's the only catcher here for, well, I guess they got Braxton Dill, who's actually in right field to start out today. He could fill in as the backup catcher for Knox Hubbard. Parker Burke apparently not with the team here today. The 1-1 is fouled away. And Knox will have a 1-2 count against him. A ball and 2 strikes. Carter Green delivers, ground ball, right side. Knox Hubbard will pull it through into right field. He gets a 2-out single to right field. And Knox will get himself on. No courtesy runners for the catcher here in league play for the Docs. So Hubbard on at first with 2 down. Braxton Dill, the right fielder, will step in, trying to get something going for the Docs with a pair of outs already on the board. Braxton bats from the right side of the plate. So 2 hits so far in the ball game for the Docs. Takahashi and Hubbard both with singles. Pickoff throw to first. Hubbard diving back in. Carter Green on the mound has been fairly concerned with those runners on base for the Docs. A lot of throws over earlier against Austin Takahashi, who did eventually try and take second base and was thrown out in the act of stealing. Braxton Dill takes high for a 1-0 count as he gets his first at-bat. The 1-0 missing again. 2 balls and no strikes. Eli Jacobs will wait on deck. He is your on-deck hitter, brought to you by Budget Lumber. Everything you need for building a house or maybe a deck, that's Budget Lumber. Always striving to be lumber one. 2-0 pitch is high to Dill. He's got a 3-0 count. Braxton Dill this season having a nice year at the plate. Doesn't get consistent at-bats. He's had 50 at-bats total, batting an even .300. He has got 9 walks on the season. Looking to possibly pick up number 10 here as a pickoff throw to first, not in time. Hubbard back in safely. Scoreless ball game here in the top of the second inning. The 3-0 pitch is in for a strike from Green. 3-1 count. Green up to 26 pitches. That's one of the nice things they've got here at Sweet Johnson Stadium. Their new scoreboard does have a pitch count, which is kind of cool. That ball fouled away by Dill will get out of play down the right field side. Makes it a full count with 2 down, and the runner on at first, Knox Hubbard, will be heading to second on the delivery to the plate by Carter Green. Green working out of the stretch. The right-hander staring in. Braxton Dill waits on the 3-2 pitch, and the ball is fouled away. We'll do it again. Knox Hubbard will have to head back to first, and you kind of hate to see that for the catcher. Knox obviously going to have possibly a long day. Might be the starter in Game 2, I'd imagine, and behind the plate. Going to be a warm one. He's going to be a tired boy by the end of the day. He's running again, and another foul ball by Braxton Dill. So Hubbard, who has taken off twice to head to second base, back to first, and he will take his lead again. Full count pitch for Carter Green to try and get out of things here in the second. Braxton Dill at the plate putting up a battle. The pitch in. No, pickoff throw to first. They go with the back pick. That one gets away, and it will roll through the hedges, and Knox Hubbard will get to second. And Coach Tim Sestair down at third is trying to appeal to say that that should be another base for Knox Hubbard to get to third, as he was up and running to second by the time that ball got out of play. They'll get the explanation from the umpire in the field. Right now it'll go down as an error for Carter Green. And the explanation will at least suffice to keep everybody congenial here. So an error puts a runner at second base for the Challengers, their first of the game. Braxton Dill at the plate again with a 3-2 pitch coming up. He will foul off another one, sends that one out of play down the right field side. So Braxton Dill with a 3-2 count has fouled off 3 straight pitches. The full count delivery again for Green as he tries to win the battle. Braxton Dill trying to get on base. He will take high for ball 4, and he finds his way on. A big battle there for Braxton, and he wins it in the long run. First walk issued by Green. Runners at first and second. And it brings up Eli Jacobs, who will try to see if he can bring in Knox Hubbard from second base. Knox Hubbard out at second. Braxton Dill at first. Eli Jacobs, his first at-bat, hitting in the 8th spot tonight. Jacobs comes in with 47 at-bats, hitting .277 on the season. He has got 12 RBI, looking to add to that total. First pitch, swing and a miss as he chases the high heat. So 2 on, 2 away. Doc Stewart's trying to get a 2-out rally going here against the Challengers in the top of the 2nd inning. A scoreless ball game so far. The 0-1 pitch to Jacobs. Low, a 1-1 count. Again, for those that are watching online on 541radio.com, our video stream presented by the Cow Creek Tribe, but I know a little sluggish here with some poor internet connection. Ball off the hands, flared towards second base, is caught by Easton McDonald, and that finishes off the top of the 2nd inning, and the Doc Stewarts will leave 2 stranded. If the internet stream does not keep up for you on the video stream, you can always tune in and listen at 541radio.com or on the radio, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Docs scoreless through 2 innings. Go to the bottom of the 2nd inning against the Challengers on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
The bottom of the 2nd inning will start with the Challengers' first baseman, Callan Vreem, at the plate. He takes ball 1 from Ever Lamb as we welcome you back here to Sweet Johnson Stadium in Eugene. Lamb will fire outside for a 2-0 count here to Vreem. A scoreless ball game through an inning and a half so far. Vreem puts one in the air, going to find the alley in right center. That one skips away from Carson Dunn all the way to the fence. Vreem in with a stand-up double. That one hit the artificial turf, or excuse me, not the artificial turf, but the natural grass turf out in the outfield and took a weird hop off of the, probably some sort of bump out there in the outfield. Kind of skipped away from Carson Dunn. He still had a long chase to go anyways. It was going to be a double one way or the other there for Callan Vreem. He gets on with the first hit of the ball game for the Challengers against Ever Lamb. 1 on, nobody out, and it's K. Johansson, the DH, who will bat. He takes high for ball 1. Johansson batting for Carter Green, the starting pitcher. He will hit with a man in scoring position for the first time for the Challengers. He puts this one in the air, not very deep to right field. Braxton Dill coming in. The runner at second tagging, will not try to advance. Throw goes all the way to third by Dill. Holding at second base is Vreem, 1 away. Dylan Butler, the center fielder, will bat with 1 out and 1 on. Today's Docs baseball game here on the score is sponsored by Tim's Appliance at the corner of Lane and South Stevens in Roseburg. 0% financing is always available. That is Tim's Appliance and Mattress. Dylan Butler, the center fielder, takes the first pitch for strike 1. An 0-1 count with 1 out, and Callan Vreem out at second base. The the first baseman with a double to start off the frame. 1-1 count. Dylan Butler, a right-handed batter from Willamette High School, going to be a junior next year. First team All-Stater for the Wolverines in the 5A classification. Takes high again for a 2-1 count. We've got Sheldon and South Eugene. One player from Sheldon, one player from South Eugene. Those are the only 6A schools represented on this roster. As a ground ball through the left side for a base hit and bobbled by Eli Jacobs. The runner was snagged. Signal from Coach Kenny Niles at third to continue on to the plate. And Vreem comes in to score on the fielding error. Dylan Butler also moving up to second base on that same error. Ground ball, right side, picked up by Withers. He'll flip it to Everlam at first base to get Nate Cook, who grounds out on the first pitch he sees. Up to third base goes Butler. 2 away with a man at third now for the Challengers.
Left fielder, number 6, Adam Elliott.
Brings up the 9-hitter Adam Elliott, the left fielder. So a double by Vreem to start off the frame here. And then a single by Dylan Butler to left field. And an error out there in left field allows the Challengers to score 1 run. They take the lead in the bottom of the second. Adam Elliott at the plate with a 1-0 count after a ball in the dirt. The pitch from Lamb is popped up back behind home, and it does get out of play. Look out. Right into a seat right in the first row behind home. A 1-1 count for Adam Elliott. Top of the order, Jack Riley waits on deck. Struck out swinging in the first. 2 down. Everlam looking to finish things off in the second. Misses with his breaking ball just outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Challengers taking a lead here in the second inning. 1 run on 2 hits so far and an error. The 2-1 outside, 3-1 count for Adam Elliott. Elliott, the left fielder, looking to try and drive in another run with the man at third. Check swing. He gets that one off the hands into the backstop for strike 2. Full count pitch coming up here for Everlam with 2 down and a runner at third. The wind picking up a bit, blowing out to dead center field right now here at Swede Johnson. 3-2 pitch for Ever. Got him to chase after it, got a piece of it, and it's fouled back for Adam Elliott. And Elliott will be back at the plate again with the full count pitch. 3-2 count. And there's ball 4. Elliott will draw the walk and send it back to the top of the order. Runners on the corners for the Challengers.
Back to the top of the lineup for your Emerald overhead door.
Elliott goes to first. Dylan Butler still at third. Butler moving to third on that ground out by Cook. Runners on the corners with 2 away. The lefty, Jack Riley, at the dish. First pitch misses for ball 1. 1-0 count. Everlam struck out Riley in the first, looking to try and find a way out of things here. Runner was going at first base, but the ball fouled off by Riley. Makes it a 1-1 count. Back to first base will go Elliott, who had a good break, likely had a nice chance to get into second base. With runners on the corners, might have been looking for the double steal opportunity to see if they could score the run from third and stretch their lead. Right now a 1-0 advantage for the Challengers here in the second. Pitch high, throw goes down to second. They've got the runner between first and second in a rundown. Kay Johnson applies the tag. The runner will not get a chance to score. Adam Elliott out, diving back to first base. And so the Doc Stewarts do get out of the bottom of the second, give up 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 1 runner left on base. We will go to the top of the third inning. Docs trailing against the Challengers on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
You've lost until you start the hormone replacement process.
Our energy really started to wane. We were both gaining weight. My sleep pattern got really messed up.
One Peak Medical changed our lives individually and as a couple.
We're just a lot happier because we feel better. We're not tired and run down, and it just makes our lives easier and happier.
Hormone balancing can help with fatigue, anxiety, pain, and much more. Call or book online today at onepeakmedical.com.
The innocence of youth, to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
To the top of the third, the center fielder, number 8, Carson Dunn.
9-1-2 hitters coming up for the Docs to begin the third inning. Joey Keyran with you here from Sweet Johnson Stadium on the campus of North Eugene High School. Carson Dunn leading things off for the Docs. Will take ball one to begin against Lumber, always striving to be Lumber 1. The 2-0 pitch to Dunn does hit the inside corner. A 2-1 count. Dunn. Carson comes in batting .236 on the season in the lineup. 2-2 pitch misses low. He's got himself a full count as the Doc Stewarts look to rally back after a 1-0 deficit with Eugene scoring in the bottom of the second. To Carson Dunn to start things here in the bat. Austin Takahashi, the left-handed batter, right-handed thrower, will dig in. Takahashi has not played since early on in the season. Let's see here. Played in the season opener. First pitch low for Austin. 1-0 count. Takahashi didn't play. Oh, that's right. I missed out on those second and third games of the season. That's why. So, yeah, Takahashi kind of got the opening weekend of the season under his belt, and then the injury kind of forced him to miss some time. So it's good to see him back as he takes a strike on the outside corner, a 1-1 count. With nobody out, Carson Dunn on at first, always a threat to try and swipe a bag. Dunn will take the lead at first. Carter Green out of the stretch. Pickoff throw to first as he jumps and spins towards first. Tosses over there. Dunn back in safely. 1-1 count. Green will deliver to the plate outside. Takahashi takes the lead. We talked with Austin yesterday for our player interview in between games. Coming up in between games today, we've got an interview with Jace Johnson. Our player interview coming up this afternoon. The 2-1 pitch. Talk takes low and inside. 3 balls and a strike to the Doc's third baseman. Takahashi hasn't gotten any action at third so far in the game, but he gets the start there. 3-1 pitch. Talk, a ground ball back to the middle. Somehow snagged by Green. He throws low to second. The throw to first in time. Double play. Well, that was a double play that seems like at every opportunity almost wasn't. On the mound, Carter Green somehow gets his glove in front of the comebacker. Then he makes a throw to second that was low and almost offline, but Cooper Mullins scoops it off the dirt. And then Mullins fires to first, but after the process takes a little bit of time, the throw just beating out Takahashi by a hair. So that doubleheader just barely completed, but it does clear the bases for the challengers. Docs will have nobody on with 2 away. Sebastian Watson batting. A 1-0 count for him. Takes a strike, a 1-1 count. So the 1-6-3 double play, clearing the bases. The 1-1 pitch just misses, a 2-1 count. Docs turned the 1-6-3 double play in the first inning against the challengers. Watson will hit a ground ball left side. That one finds its way through, and it's another 2-out base hit for the Doc Stewarts. And it would be nice if they could start getting those before they had 2 outs against them.
The shortstop, number 1, Cade Johnson.
They got a 2-out single in the second inning from Knox Hubbard. Now here in the third, get a 2-out single from Sebastian Watson. A runner on at first. Cade Johnson will bat. Doc's trailing 1-0 here in the top of the third inning against the Emerald Challengers. First pitch, Johnson fouls it back for strike 1. The wind is blowing out to dead center field at the moment. Cade Johnson digs back in for the 0-1 pitch. A breaking ball misses high for a 1-1 count. Green will stare in. Cade Johnson waits. Runner going. Breaking ball for a strike. Throw to second. Not in time. Watson will have the stolen base. Puts a man in scoring position with 2 down. At the dish, it's a 1-2 count for Cade Johnson. Cade flew out to center field back in the first. He's 0 for 1 today. 1-2 pitch here for Carter Green. Cade Johnson takes a breaking ball outside, a 2-2 count. 2-2 delivery coming up for Green here in the top of the third. Out at second base, Sebastian Watson in scoring position. Cade Johnson trying to drive him in and tie it up. He'll hit one to right field. That ball gets in right field. Jack Riley going to throw to the plate. Running in, Watson will get in, standing up as the ball cut off by Callan Freem. And the Docs tie it up with 2 outs here in the third on the RBI single by Cade Johnson. Just flared one out to right field. That one hopped into the glove of Jack Riley out there. Riley tossed it in quickly, but Freem didn't even make an attempt to try and get it to the plate. And so the Docs tie it up on the single by Johnson, his first hit in the game. Back-to-back singles for the Docs, and a stolen base in there helps them get on the board and tie this one up. Over to first, checking on Cade. He's back in safely. Sebastian Watson scoring from second. Brings up Dominic Tatone. So 1-1 ball game as the Docs tie it up in the top of the third. Dom fouls one in the air back down the third base side for strike 1. Dominic grounded to first base to lead things off in the second inning. Carter Green, he's pitch count getting up there a little bit as he makes his way through the third. He throws over to first again. Tie ball game. Docs rallying back to tie it here in the third. With 2 outs, they get the rally going. The 0-1 pitch. Tatone will take outside, a 1-1 count. So opposite of yesterday, game 2, when the Docs took the early lead and then the Challengers would tie it. Docs retook the lead, and the Challengers then retook the lead themselves. Pitch in the air as Cade Johnson went running. A fly ball in the air on the infield, caught by Eli Chris, the third baseman. So that'll finish it off, but the Doc Stewarts do get the rally they needed with 2 outs in the third. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 1 man left on base. We will go to the bottom of the third inning. Doc Stewarts and the Emerald Challengers tied at 1 apiece on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to. By hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Well, we got a new ball game as we go to the bottom of the third, tied 1-1. Doc Stewarts and the Emerald Challengers. Joey Keyran here with you. Today's game is brought to you by... Well, where did my clipboard go with all of my info? There it is, sliding off of things over there. Today's game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. First pitch swinging. Jack Riley gets on safely. A ground ball to Sebastian Watson, a hard hit ball right at him. That ball took a late hop up into his stomach knocked it down, recovered quickly, got the throw to first pretty quick, but Riley out of that left-handed batter's box is pretty speedy himself. He'll beat out the ball to second base and reaches on the error. 1 on with nobody out for the Challengers. It'll be Easton McDonald. He grounds one to first. Daniel Withers will take it himself to the bag. Up to second goes Riley. And there's the first out for the Docs on just 2 pitches so far here in the third inning for Ever Lamb.
Cooper Mullins.
So 1 out. Cooper Mullins will bat with a man at second base. Mullins drew a walk in the first inning off of Ever Lamb. He pops this one in the air. Could be playable third base side. Takahashi traveling over there. Makes the catch just by the dugout on the third base side to retire Cooper Mullins. 2 away. And in foul territory there. Takahashi chasing that one just on the far side of the dugout down the third base side. And those dugouts, they're down in the ground with a lot of steps and open area. So got to be careful there. But Tak knew where he was going, knew where he wanted to be, makes the play. Eli Christ will bat with 2 down and a man at second. A 1-0 count to him. As the first pitch high and away. Eli Christ grounding into a inning-ending 1-6-3 double play back in the first. He gets jammed on this one, flares it out towards right field. It's going to drop in for a base hit, and coming around to score is Jack Riley. Well, sometimes better lucky than good, and that ball in on the hands. Chris fights it off and is able to somehow flare it over the infield into no man's land in the outfield, and that is a single for Chris that drives in Jack Riley from second. So the Challengers don't let the Docs have this game tied for too long. They retake the lead at 2-1. Pitch outside to Callan Vreem for ball 1. The inning continues for Ever Lamb here in the third. Jack Riley got on with that error and comes around to score, so an unearned run. Ball now hard hit to center field. Carson Dunn drifting back, makes the catch, and it's one batter too late for the Docs. A run comes in, and the Challengers retake the lead. Here in the third inning, 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. 2-1 our score going to the top of the 4th inning. The Doc Stewarts trailing against the Emerald Challengers on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
20, Daniel Withers.
The back and forth between the Challengers and the Docs continues. The Challengers back in front, 2-1, as we welcome you back for the start of the 4th inning. Daniel Withers at the plate will lead things off. Today's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. You can book your travel plans with their travel experts. Give them a call at 672-5701. 2-0 count for Withers, who is 0 for 1 in the game. Leading things off in the 4th inning against Carter Green on the mound with a lead to work with again. He will fire in a strike at the knees on the inside corner for a 2-1 count. Withers, Hubbard, and Braxton Dill, your 3 batters due up here in the 4th inning. Withers fouls it, backing up over the netting into the stands for strike 2. Docs, they were 1 out away from keeping it a tie ball game there in the bottom of the 3rd, but the 2-out hits kind of hard to swallow there. A slow roller towards third, picked up. No throw by Eli Christ. Daniel Withers gets on with an infield single. Not really a swinging bunt, but definitely a slow roller on the infield grass for Withers. He gets on his first hit in the ball game. The Docs have the game-tying run on at first again. In the second and third innings, the Docs didn't really get much going until there were 2 outs, hoping to try and start things out a little earlier here. Knox Hubbard had a hit his last time at the plate, fouls off the first pitch. Knox had a 2-out single in the second inning and was left stranded at second base. Docs yesterday leaving a number of runners on base. Game 2, they left 7 on. Game 1, they left 8 on base. Had their opportunities, just couldn't cash in as a pickoff throw to first. Withers back in safely, gets a face full of dirt. Knox Hubbard with a man on at first. Squares to bunt. He'll take a strike. Has an 0-2 count. Docs yesterday, just a frustrating day at the ballpark for them, as have been most of their Area 4 games so far. Played well enough to win for the most part, especially with their pitching. Just could not capitalize on the opportunities that were in front of them to try and get some runs across. And Eugene, or the Emerald Challengers, did about everything they could just to eke out some wins. Took a 5-0 lead in Game 1. Docs got 3 back in the bottom of the 7th, but those were 5 unearned runs against Evan Corbett. Pitch just outside, a 1-2 count for Knox Hubbard. So Hubbard, with 2 strikes against him, digs back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He squares the bunt, pulls that one first base side, fielded by Green. Up to second will go Withers. So a sac bunt laid down by Knox Hubbard. So a sac bunt. 1 man in scoring position. The tying run out at second, and Daniel Withers. Braxton Dill will bat. Braxton walking in the second inning, left at first base, back in the second. First pitch here for Green. He takes high for ball 1. Actually, Green misses high, taking high. Braxton Dill, the 1-0 count. Daniel Withers out at second base, being held on by Mullins behind him, the shortstop. Long look to second, and time called before the delivery for Carter Green. Braxton calling for it there at the plate, granted time by the home plate umpire. Crowd filtering in for this 5 o'clock first game. Game 2 coming up at about 7. The 1-0 pitch. Dill gets behind one to left field. That's going to be a base hit. That one going to the wall. Hits just in front of the warning track. Will roll onto the red cinder. Coming around to score will be Daniel Withers on the double by Braxton Dill. Dill gets the double, drives in a run, and the Docs tied up here in the 4th with 1 out. They've got a man in scoring position still. A tie ball game, 2-2. Eli Jacobs will bat. Braxton Dill built that one down the left field line. It took a couple of hops on the grass before it found the warning track. Eli Jacobs now trying to look to bring in a run. He fouls off the first pitch, back for strike 1. So for Braxton Dill, let's take a look-see. Braxton with his 4th double of the season and his 10th RBI. The 0-1 pitch. Jacobs bunts one. Back to the mound. Picked up by Green. He throws to first. The out made there, but a sac bunt for Eli Jacobs to move Braxton Dill to third. Docs will give up that second out to try and move a man to third base, put the pressure on the Challengers here. With a man at third, they can't let a ball get by at home, and obviously have to play cleanly on the infield for the final out here in the 4th. 2-2 ball game. First pitch to Carson Dunn is strike 1. Carson took a walk in the 3rd. The 0-1 pitch. Green will hit the outside corner. So it's an 0-2 count. Carter Green trying to get through things here in the fourth. He's given up the lead again, a 2-2 ball game. Dunn fouls off the 0-2 pitch to stay alive. At third base, Braxton Dill, great speed over there, so the Docs got something to play with the man at third. Saw him try a suicide squeeze yesterday. The 0-2 pitch carries too far outside this time. And they count 1-2 for Carson Dunn. Do they try to do something creative with Braxton Dill to get some offense going here in the fourth? Docs with 2 hits in this frame. Carson Dunn fouls off another one back to the football field. Remains a 1-2 count for the Docs center fielder. Austin Takahashi waits on deck. Carter Green will step off before the next pitch. Didn't like what he was seeing from the catcher, Nate Cook, on his pitch selection. 1-2 delivery with 2 outs and a man at third. 2-2 count. A pitch in the dirt behind the plate. Cook scooping it up right in front of him. See, that's where the pressure comes on. If that ball scoots by, go ahead run coming in to score with Braxton Dill at third. 2-2 pitch here for Green. He bounces in another one, and behind the plate again, Cook able to stop it. And Carson Dunn has a full count, looking for maybe his second walk in the ball game. Out at third base is Braxton Dill, a 3-2 pitch coming up. Strike 3 called inside. Dunn thought ball 4. He didn't get the call from the umpire, and that is a strikeout, first of the ball game for Carter Green, and it gets the Challengers through the 4th inning. So for the Doc Stewarts, they get 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors for the Challengers, and 1 man left on base. Go to the bottom of the 4th. 2-2 ball game between the Docs and the Challengers on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
And I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Bottom of the 4th inning, Cade Johansson at the plate. 0 for 1 in the game. He's got an 0-1 count. Takes for a 1-1 count here from Ever Lamb. Ever on the mound into his 4th inning of work. Has a tie ball game to work with again. His 1-1 to Johansson is low for a 2-1 count. Johansson is 0 for 1 in the game with a fly ball out to right field back in the 2nd inning. Leading things off for the Challengers here in the bottom of the 4th. Swings through on the 2-1 pitch. For a 2 is accepting new patients, so give him a call at 541-378-6694. The 2-2 pitch, line drive out towards right center. It will be all the way to the warning track. Carson Dunn did what he could to try and get that ball knocked down and not get by him, but he could not stop it from rolling by. Braxton Dill there backing up the play. Does get to it, but Johansson gets on with a leadoff double here in the 4th inning. Found the alley out there, and that ball just continued to roll. And the speedy Carson Dunn couldn't get there in time to cut it off. as the ball gets to the warning track. Dylan Butler will bat. He is 1 for 1 with a single back in the second. The 1-0 pitch coming up here for the center fielder. Butler does lay down the bunt. Throw goes to first base where Sebastian Watson is covering. One down, Cade Johansson moves up to third on the sac bunt. So that puts the go-ahead runner with one out, 90 feet closer to home. Johansson at third base for Nate Cook, who will bat with one out in the bottom of the fourth. Eugene scored in the bottom of the second. Docs tied it in the top of the third. The Challengers got one back in the bottom of the third inning to take a 2-1 lead. Docs tied it up in the top of the fourth to make it 2-2. That's where we sit right now. But the Challengers threatening to retake the lead. A 1-0 count for Cook. Last time up, Cook grounded out to first baseman Daniel Withers. Docs play in on the defense. Knocked down low and inside by Knox Hubbard. Everlamb has fallen behind against Cook. 2 balls and no strikes. One out. Docs look to try and make sure the run doesn't score at home. The 2-0 pitch over the plate but high for a 3-0 count. The wind continues to blow out to center field here at Sweet Johnson. Another pitch high for Lamb, and he issues a 4-pitch walk to the catcher, Nate Cook. Runners on the corners for the Challengers. Third walk for Everlamb. One out, Adam Elliott will bat. He drew a walk back in the second inning. And the Docs will play back up the middle with one out, looking for that double play ball for Cade Johnson or Sebastian Watson. Adam Elliott last time walked when he was up to bat. The first pitch for Everlamb out of his stretch. Breaking ball misses high. According to the scoreboard, Everlamb up to 54 pitches in the ball game. It looked like his counterpart, Carter Green, was up over 70 already. The 1-0 pitch high again for Lamb. And he is fallen behind again against the hitter. 2 balls to no strikes. The 9-hitter Adam Elliott at the plate. And here comes a visit out to the mound for Coach Jeremiah Robbins. Docs baseball on the score brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Don't expect that at this point in time we are looking at a call to the pen, but any pitching changes throughout today's doubleheader are always brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. If you're thinking about switching things up, maybe things aren't working out for you with who you've got on the mound when it comes to your insurance coverage. Getting really creative with the metaphor here. If you are looking to change things up, though, Chris has got over 10 years of insurance experience. Chris can make sure that you're getting the coverage you need at a price that fits your budget. Auto, home, life, and more. Contact Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance at 541-672-3301 or visit chrisinsures.com for a quote today. No change. Everlamb still out there after they talk a little bit between Coach Robbins and Everlamb. The 2-0 pitch, he misses high, though. The conversation does not lead to a strike. Lamb has missed on 7 straight pitches now. He walked Nate Cook on 4 straight. Adam Elliott with a 3-0 pitch coming. And it's high for ball 4. So that puts a runner on every bag on the infield for the Challengers. A chance with one out for the Emerald Challengers to really do more than just take the lead, but maybe put a little bit of a distance between themselves and Roseburg. With the bases loaded and one out, Jack Riley, speedy out of the box, will step in. He reached on an error in the third and scored a run. First pitch, he fouls off for strike 1. So that is the first strike thrown by Lamb in 2 batters. He's walked Nate Cook and Adam Elliott, loading them up. Defense will still play in on the corners, trying to cut off the run at home, and then up. They are playing back up the middle. As a ground ball up the middle. Cade Johnson to second base, over to first. Double play. Docs will get out of things here in the fourth with the tie game intact. Up the middle, Cade Johnson fielding just by the bag, steps on it and throws over to Daniel Withers for the double play to get the Docs out of the bottom of the fourth. Still a tie ball game 2-2 as the defense comes up for the Docs. As we head to the top of the fifth, Docs look to take their first lead of the ball game on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Top of the fifth inning, taking a look at your Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update for the Roseburg Clint Newell Dr. Stewart's. 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. And for the Emerald Challengers, 2 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. The Challengers with a run in the bottom of the second and in the third. Docs with a run in the third and in the fourth. That is your Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Shop local. Shop Garrettson Building Supply for all of your home improvement and outdoor living needs. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for 99 years. Doc Stewart's holding the Challengers off the board with the bases loaded there in the bottom of the fourth thanks to some defense. Now look for the offense to start to take flight. Tie ball game 2-2. Austin Takahashi leading things off. First pitch swinging, a line drive to left field. A little bit of an adventure for Adam Elliott. First came in, then running back to get underneath the line drive right at him. And Takahashi will fly out to left field to start things off in the fifth inning. One pitch into it, Sebastian Watson will bat. The second baseman, 1 for 2 in the game with a single back in the third. 78 pitches total right now for Carter Green. Breaking ball drops in on the outside corner for a strike. Takahashi now 1 for 3 in his return to the batting lineup. Had a single in his first at-bat. That was the first hit of the game for the Docs. Every first hit brought to you by MSK True Value and Building Supply, located in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. 1-1 count here in the top of the fifth for Sebastian Watson. He gets behind one, high in the air out to left field. That ball going back at the warning track. It is caught by Adam Elliott. Watson gets underneath that one, but not enough, even with a little bit of help maybe from the wind. That ball up into the bright evening sky here in Eugene for an F7. Got a little excited there for a moment. That ball had some good loft and a nice pop to it for Watson, but he didn't quite get enough of that one out to left field. 2 down, Cade Johnson will bat with nobody on. He takes the first pitch for strike 1. Got excited. Docs have hit just 1 home run this summer. We knew they weren't going to be a home run hitting team. They have had some pop, but haven't necessarily hit home runs. As a pitch fouled away. Strike 2 for Cade Johnson. The only home run was hit by Evan Corbin back over the weekend against the Post 6 Barbers, I do believe. That one looked like it had a chance for Watson, but it did not. Swing and a miss on the 0-2 pitch. Throw down to first base will get Cade Johnson. So the Doc Stewarts unable to do anything in the fifth inning. A strikeout for Cade Johnson will finish it off. A 1-2-3 frame for Carter Green. He gets a quick one there as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Doc Stewart's in a tie ball game against the Challengers on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Bottom of the fifth inning, it's Easton McDonald at the plate, 0 for 1 today as he faces Ever Lamb, who pitches and fires in high and outside for a 1-0 count. The pitch is lined to second baseman Sebastian Watson, who goes down to a knee as he makes the grab for the first out. One away here in the top of the fifth, tie ball game. Before the next pitch, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc's Baseball on the Score. Cooper Mullins at the plate, 0 for 1 today. He stands in with a 1-0 pitch from Ever Lamb. He pops one high. Foul territory will get out of play. Last time at the plate, Mullins did pop one in the air into foul territory that Austin Takahashi, the third baseman, able to track down. That one gets out of the stadium. Mullins safe. He's got the 1-1 count against Ever Lamb. Here in our tie ball game, 2-2 in the bottom of the fifth. Mullins chasing a breaking ball down and inside to the lefty for a 1-2 count. Cooper Mullins did walk back in the first as well. A 1-2 pitch, fights it off, stays alive, does Mullins. Cooper Mullins, the son of University of Oregon Athletic Director Rob Mullins, who is in attendance. He's probably been extremely busy during this summer, which is usually a bit of a slower period, you'd think, as a 1-2 pitch gets by, 2-2 count. Everybody's asking the questions. I'm sure he's probably heard it a few times. What are the Oregon Ducks going to do now that it looks like UCLA and USC are headed to the Big Ten in 2024? 2-2 pitch. Mullins swings and misses down in the dirt, and Knox Shepard will send it down to Daniel Withers for the out. That is just the second strikeout of the game for Ever Lamb. Every strikeout by Doc's pitchers brought to you by One Peak Medical. Don't strike out when it comes to your health insurance coverage, or excuse me, your health coverage, not the insurance part of it. If you're just looking for a doctor, One Peak Medical can help you out. They are booking appointments today, so visit onepeakmedical.com. That'll bring up Eli Christ with 2 down and nobody on. Christ 1 for 2 today with an RBI single back in the third, a bloop single to no man's land out in the outfield. They play him to kind of cover that spot just a little bit. Christ also has grounded into a double play. First pitch, breaking ball for a strike. As mentioned before, it is as we were wondering, it is the question about whether or not or what the Oregon Ducks are planning to do with UCLA and USC leaving the Pac-12. And looks like now that business hours are done here on this Tuesday, Rob Mullins not worried about that. He is here having an enjoyable evening, getting a chance to watch his son play some baseball, as every parent should be able to do. Got to get some off hours in. 1-2 count for Eli Christ with nobody on and 2 away. Ever Lamb will miss high. 2-2 count. Christ will dig back in. Right-handed batter. Ever Lamb misses well outside on that one. Missing his release point on that ball. It's a warm one here, so I'm imagining maybe some sunscreen on. You've got the sweat dripping down. Maybe the fingers get a little extra sticky there, and the release point not there for Lamb. He pulled that one through the left-handed batter's box. Full count pitch, misses high, and he will walk the hitter with 2 outs. They put the runner on base. Second time on base for Eli Christ. 4th walk in the game for Ever Lamb. Callan Vrem will bat. He had a double back in the second. Scored on and fielding error later in that frame. 2-2 ball game here in the bottom of the fifth right now between the Docks and the Challengers. Lamb's first pitch, a breaking ball, stays elevated for a 1-0 count. To have some action in the bullpen for the Docks. Try and get a glance down that direction here with the binoculars. 1-0 pitch, catches the zone for strike one. You've got Tristan Ledbetter out there, looks like getting loose. 1-1 pitch, that ball fouled away, back behind home, trickles away from the home plate circle. A 1-2 count for Vreem. Flew out to center field his last time at the plate. Ever Lamb trying to get him here and leave a man stranded at first base in a tie ball game, 2-2. Lamb missing with the breaking ball. Two balls, two strikes. On at first base, Eli Christ after the 2-out walk. The 2-2 pitch to Vreem is fouled away. Well, the Dock Stewarts right now 0-6. The best they can hope to finish is 2-6 in Area 4 play. That will probably secure them at least a tie for second, but it doesn't really matter where the Docks finish in the standings. It's a 2-2 pitch, check swing, back to the mound. Lamb will get it and underhands it over to first base. Daniel Withers will take it for the final out here in the bottom of the fifth. Challengers will leave a man on base, and it's a tie ball game going to the sixth between the Docks and the Challengers. 2-2 here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Leading things off for the Dock Stewarts in the top of the sixth inning, number 3, the designated hitter, Dominic Titone.
We're through 5 innings of play. Starting the 6th inning, Titone, Withers, and Hubbard due up for the Docks as we are in a tie ball game 2-2. Docks trying to gain their first lead of the day. Dominic Titone 0 for 2 in this one so far. First pitch misses high for ball 1 from Carter Green. Green still out there working through 5 innings. He's given up 6 hits. He has got 2 strikeouts. Titone will pop one up. Could be playable for the third baseman in foul territory. It will be Eli Christ underneath it for the out. And Titone now 0 for 3 in the ballgame. 1 away. Daniel Withers will step in. Withers 1 for 2 in the contest so far. Had a single back in the 4th. Had a kind of a swinging bunt that dribbled down the third base side to the third baseman Eli Christ, who didn't have a shot at trying to make the play at first. Swing and a miss for strike 1 to Withers. Today's ball game is sponsored by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. 0-2 count. The Docks have not held the lead in the game, but they've tied it up twice now. Here in the top of the 6th, trying to see if they can find a way in front. Withers will take strike 3 on the outside corner. That outside corner has got a little bit of extra inches to it. Withers goes down looking. Strikeout number 3 on the day for Carter Green. So there's 2 down. It brings up Knox Hubbard. Hubbard is 1 for 1 in this ball game. Had a sac bunt in the 4th. He'll hit a ground ball sharply to first base. Bobbled there. Flipped to the bag, and Green is there for Callan Vreem. They go 3-1 to get Knox Hubbard, and that will finish things off with a 1-2-3 frame here in the 6th. On the mound, Carter Green has now retired 7 straight, make that 8 straight batters retired for the Challengers. For the Docs in the top of the 6th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Bottom of the 6th coming up, still tied between the Docs and the Challengers on 541radio.com and M and 1490 AM.
The orange jerseys over in the corner.
I don't think you realize how much energy you've lost until you start the hormone replacement process.
Our energy really started to wane. We were both gaining weight. My sleep pattern got really messed up.
One Peak Medical changed our lives individually and as a couple.
We're just a lot happier because we feel better. We're not tired and run down, and it just makes our lives easier and happier.
Hormone balancing can help with fatigue, anxiety, pain, and much more. Call or book online today at onepeakmedical.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
For a second time in today's ballgame, Cade Johansson will lead things off for the Emerald Challengers. The big DH takes a cut and fouls it off for strike 1 as we welcome you back here to Sweet Johnson Stadium in Eugene. Doc Stewart's and the Challengers tied 2-2 as we begin the bottom of the 6th. Ever Lamb, 0-1 pitch. Misses low outside for a 1-1 count. Outside corner. Has been a strike at times for pitchers. The 1-1 pitch. There's one over the plate for a strike. 1-2 count for Johansson. He had the double back in the 4th inning. Found the alley out there, rolled it all the way to the warning track. The 1-2 well outside. 2-2 count. Ever Lamb through 5 innings of work. He's given up 4 hits, the 2 runs. He's had 2 strikeouts and 4 walks. The 2-2 pitch, ground ball up the middle. Cade Johnson by second base on the run. He makes the throw to Withers for the out. To retire the first batter up the bat for the Challengers here in the 6th. That ground ball right back up the middle, goes up and over the mound. Cade Johnson ranging to his left and gets that ball right on top of second base and makes the easy toss 90 feet over to Daniel Withers for the out. Dylan Butler bats. Takes inside for ball 1. Butler is 1 for 1 in this game. Had a sacrifice bunt in the 4th inning. He'll take low for a 2-0 count. 1 out. 86 pitches so far through 5 1/3 innings for Ever Lamb. His 2-0 pitch is fouled away. Docs will have the next couple of days off before they wrap up the regular season with doubleheaders at home and then on the road against the Klamath Falls Falcons. The Falcons taking on the Medford Mustangs for a second consecutive night tonight. High on the 2-1 pitch from Lamb, 3 balls and a strike. Area 4 consisting of Medford, Eugene, and the Docs. The 3 teams in Area 4 play this year. Ground ball left side past a diving Takahashi. First ball at him at third base. He had the 1 fly ball in foul territory that he played earlier, but there a diving attempt at a sharp ground ball by Dylan Butler, and he's unable to get to it. Out in left field, Eli Jacobs gets it back in quickly. And with 1 out, there's a man on at first for the Challengers. Nate Cook will step into bat. He is 0 for 1 in the game with a walk his last time up on 4 straight pitches. First pitch from Lamb is outside for ball 1. So just a 3-team race in Area 4. Docs are in to the state tournament automatically as the host team. The Area 4 champion will get in as an automatic berth. And last I heard, the number 2 team will play in a play-in game to get in to the state tournament. As the ball fouled away, a 1-1 count for Cook. So that means that depending on what happens here in these 2 games today for the Challengers, that'll determine what they have to do this coming weekend against Medford to try and win that automatic playoff spot. Reaching on a ground ball towards short. The throw to first. Get the out there for Cook. He reached for the pitch and slapped it towards shortstop. He initially showed a bunt, but then pulled it back and tried to slap it. He will ground out 6-3, 2 down. Up to second base did go Dylan Butler. That slow roller eliminated the opportunity for the double play chance at second base for Cade Johnson, but he makes the play off the infield grass. The 9-hitter, Adam Elliott, has walked twice. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Adam Elliott with 2 downs and a 2 down and a man at second base digs in. The 0-1 pitch, grounder towards short. Cade Johnson goes off the heel of his glove into left field, and a run will score. So Challengers will get another run in on another error by the Docs, their 3rd of the ball game. Coming into the score was Dylan Butler. On safely is Adam Elliott.
Number 14, Jack Riley.
So the Doc Stewarts trail 3-2 against the Challengers. Back to the top of the order, Jack Riley is 0 for 3 in this game, reached on an error and scored in the 3rd inning. He takes for ball 1 on the first pitch. Tristan Ledbetter was throwing in the bullpen for the Docs earlier. Hitting the outside corner, Everlam, a 1-1 count against Riley, the left-handed batter and right fielder. 1-1 pitch. Runner going, ground ball right side. Sebastian Watson gets there. The runner's going for third. Watson cannot get up off of his rear end. And everybody's going to be safe. Watson got around in front of that one, but he tripped and ended up on the dirt. Didn't have a chance to get up in time. Adam Elliott goes first to third. And on is Jack Riley with a single. So runners on the corners, and the Docs have had an opportunity to get out of things here in the 6th inning, but they have not been able to get that final out. Easton McDonald will bat. First pitch swinging, lines it to left field. The run will score again. It's a 2-run lead, and now the ball misplayed in left field by Eli Jacobs, and everybody will get an extra 90 feet. And this is reminiscent of what we've been seeing from the Docs. They just do themselves in with some uncharacteristic mistakes. Easton McDonald, an RBI single. This inning more than likely should have been done on 2 different situations. And unfortunately, it has not been done. And it has cost the Docs 2 runs. The Challengers leading by a pair. 4-2 your score. Runners at second and third. First pitch to Mullins is low for ball 1. Everlam trying to find a way through this 6th inning. The defense not helping him out here in the 6th. The 1-0 pitch. That ball lifted to right field. Braxton Dill settles and is there for the catch. So that will finish it off here in the bottom of the 6th, but 2 runs come in off of 3 hits. There were 2 Doc Stewart errors, and you had 2 runners left on base. 4-2 our score as we head to the top of the 7th inning. The Challengers in front, 3 outs away from a win on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations. Top of the Hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Don Stewart's in the top of the 7th inning. Right fielder number 7, Braxton Dill.
Heading to the top of the 7th inning. Final 3 outs for the Roseburg's down to the final 3 outs.
Braxton Dill, Eli Jacobs, and Carson Dunn, your 3 hitters due up to try and get the Docs back in this one here in the top of the 7th inning, down to their final 3 outs for the Roseburg Clint Newell Dr. Stewart. Strike 1 on a foul ball for Braxton Dill, who's had a nice day at the plate, a double to drive in a run back in the 4th, and also a walk. He leads things off here in the 7th against Carter Green, going for a complete game. He will miss low and outside for ball 1. This ball game brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? The 1-1 pitch. Dill will take low and outside. 2-1 count. Docs need 2 to force the bottom of the 7th inning, 3 to take a lead. The 2-1 here for Dill. He swings through it from Green for a 2-2 count. Carter Green up to 94 pitches. He has had back-to-back 1-2-3 innings in the 5th and 6th. He has retired 8 straight batters. The 2-2 for Braxton. Somehow misses inside. 3-2 count. And Braxton Dill lets one go by that was a borderline pitch there. Tough one to lay off. 3-2 pitch. He gets behind that one, belts it out to left field. Adam Elliott on the run at the warning track is underneath it for the out. Ball well hit by Dill, but he couldn't find the alley. Elliott once again running under another well-hit ball by the Docs to make the catch for the out. Brings up Eli Jacobs, who is 1 for 1 in this game, had a sac bunt in the 4th. Today's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Stick around for the post-game show once this game goes final, as we will recap the contest for you, and we'll name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. 1-0 delivery for Green is high, 2 balls and no strikes. Docs Baseball today streaming with video online at 541radio.com, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. The 2-0 count is on the outside corner for a strike. 2-1 count for Eli Jacobs. Docs trailing by 2 here in the top of the 7th. Inside and a bit high, 3-1. Carter Green behind against Eli Jacobs, hitting triple digits on his pitch count. 3-1. Misses for ball 4. Jacobs will toss away the bat. He draws the walk. I've got that down as the 3rd for Carter Green in this one. 1 on with 1 out. Carson Dunn will bat.
For Roseburg, center fielder, number 8, Carson Dunn.
First base runner since the 4th inning for the Docs. On the 3rd walk of the game for Carter Green, he throws over to first base to check on Eli Jacobs, who also is a guy that likes to try and run. This game brought to you by Good Vibrations Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. The pitch in for a strike to Carson Dunn. Dunn struck out looking in his last at-bat. He also walked here today. Eli Jacobs with 4 stolen bases. Ground ball left side. Carson Dunn gets it into left field. That ball took a wild hop off the outfield lip on the left side of Sweet Johnson Stadium. That one rolled on the grass and it got through the dirt, and as it hit the lip going into left field, that one skyrocketed into the air. Almost made it a pop fly for Adam Elliott. Base hit for Carson Dunn, his first of the game. Runners at first and second for the Docs. Top of the order here with Austin Takahashi at the plate, one away. Game-tying run on at first with one out. Takahashi takes high for ball one. And it looks as if this will probably be the final batter for Carter Green. There is somebody warming up in the bullpen for the Challengers. The 1-0 pitch for Takahashi. He takes for a strike, a 1-1 count. Right-hander thrown out there. It's the submariner, I think, that we saw yesterday, Cruz Martinez. Can't see him completely. There's a light pole in my way, but I saw the motion, and that'd be quite the thing to have two guys that throw that way. Takahashi swings and fouls off a pitch in on the hands for strike two. So Austin will have a 1-2 count with one away. Eli Jacobs at second. Carson Dunn at first. Great speed on the bases. Dunn is the tying run at first. Green delivers. Ground ball to the first baseman. Picked up, and just getting the out at first is Callan Frame. He thought about going to second at first, but then does not decide to throw that direction. Probably the right decision there. They get Takahashi at first for the second out. Two down, two runners in scoring position for the Docs. Game-tying run at second. And with the pitching count up to 107 here in the ballgame, that looks to be the end for Carter Green. He gets a handshake from Coach John Goldagger. And a new man will be on the mound for the Challengers here in the seventh. Let's go ahead and take a 60-second timeout as we get a call to the pen, brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. Back with the conclusion to the top of the seventh inning on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Hundreds of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
So they get just a new pitcher on the mound for the Emerald Challengers after Carter Green hits the pitch count limit. It'll be Cruz Martinez to take over. And this call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. If you're looking to switch things up with your insurance coverage, get in touch with Chris at 541-672-3301 or visit chrisinsures.com for a free quote today. To bring up Sebastian Watson to bat, he'll face the new pitcher. With runners at second and third and two outs in the top of the seventh, the Challengers need one more out to finish out the ball game and get their third win against the Docs. First pitch to Sebastian Watson, low and inside for ball one. Yesterday, Cruz Martinez picking up a save, pitching the final two innings against the Docs in Game 2. Gave up one run on two hits, had one strikeout and no walks. A 1-0 pitch. Fires one right down the middle for a strike to Watson. Cruz Martinez goes with the submarine pitch, the right-hander dropping down low, delivering the pitch to the right-hander Sebastian Watson, the 1-1. Watson pulls it foul down the third base side for strike two. Out at second base is Carson Dunn. He represents the game-tying run. Out at third base is Eli Jacobs. Sebastian Watson 1 for 3 in this game. Last time up hit a fly ball deep to left field, but it was caught at the warning track. The 1-2 pitch to him here with two outs. Ground ball up the middle. Cooper Mullins scoops it up, throws to first, and there's your ball game. The Challengers will go to 3-0 in Area 4 play, and the Doc Stewarts still seek that first win against an Area 4 opponent. Final score 4-2 as things fall apart in the 6th inning for the Docs in Game 1 of our doubleheader. We'll have the full recap when we come back. Game 1 in the books. Stick around for the post-game recap and your Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game after a 3-minute break here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Next game will start in approximately 30
years before county boundaries were drawn. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to. By hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
I don't think you realize how much energy you've lost until you start the hormone replacement process.
Our energy really started to wane. We were both gaining weight. My sleep pattern got really messed up.
One Peak Medical changed our lives individually and as a couple.
We're just a lot happier because we feel better. We're not tired and run down, and it just makes our lives easier and happier.
Hormone balancing can help with fatigue, anxiety, pain, and much more. Call or book online today at onepeakmedical.com.
Welcome back here as we finish out Game 1 of today's doubleheader. Doc Stewart's falling against the Challengers by a score of 4-2. As we welcome you back for the post-game show, let's take a look at your Garrettson Building Supplies scoreboard update. For the Doc Stewarts, 2 runs on 7 hits, 4 errors, 6 men left on base. For the Challengers, 4 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, and 8 men left on base. The Challengers took a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 2nd inning as an fielding error in left field allowed a run to come in and score. And then the Docs would tie it up in the top of the 3rd inning on a single by Cade Johnson. Eugene would add a run in the bottom of the 3rd on a single by Eli Christ after Jack Riley reached on an error. That gave the Challengers a 2-1 lead. Docs tied it up 2-2 in the top of the 4th on a double by Braxton Dill. And they would stay 2-2 as we went all the way to the bottom of the 6th inning. And that's where things fell apart for the Docs. A single for Dylan Butler with one out got him on base. A ground out got the second out, and there were two away. But then a ground ball to the shortstop, Cade Johnson. It took a hop and went up off his heel of his glove and trickled into left field. That allowed the go-ahead run to score and got Adam Elliott on base. And then Elliott would score after singles by Jack Riley, who hit a ball to second baseman Sebastian Watson. He had to range to his left, fielded it, but fell down and couldn't get up to make a play anywhere. And so Riley got on safely, and that allowed Easton McDonald then to get to bat. It could have been back-to-back batters where the third out was made and the Docs couldn't get it, and it could have been a scoreless sixth frame, but instead another batter came up to hit. Easton McDonald had a single to left field that drove in another run to make it 4-2, and that was your final score. So the Challengers take advantage of the miscues by the Docs in the sixth inning. Docs could not play it clean all the way through, and they suffer their fourth straight loss and are now 0-7 in Area 4 league play. Docs are now 18-16 on the season. The Challengers are 34-11, now 3-0 in league play. They'll finish out the four-game series against the Docs, coming up with Game 2 here in just a few moments. That is a look at the Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Shop local. Shop Garrettson Building Supply for all of your home improvement and outdoor living needs. Garrettson Building Supply, supporting our Douglas County community for 99 years. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll look at all the numbers from this one, and we'll name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game after this 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My name's Chris. 2016, I got lymphoma stage 3 cancer and went through radiation for 6 months. I was exhausted all the time, and that's when I found One Peak Medical. My family life got better because I was more attentive and more energy. Because of One Peak Medical, I'm back doing everything I love to do.
Hormone balancing can help with fatigue, anxiety, pain, and much more. Call or book online today at onepeakmedical.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Wrapping up Game 1, we'll have your Roseburg Disposal pregame show for Game 2 coming up here in just a few moments. A reminder, stick around in between games. We get a chance to catch up with Jace Johnson from South Umpqua High School. He's our player interview coming up here in between games of our doubleheader. Game 1 goes to the Challengers, 4-2, your final score in this one. Getting the win will be Carter Green. He throws 6 2/3 innings. Comes out because of the pitch count limit. He allowed 2 runs on 7 hits, gave up 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. Cruz Martinez came in, pitched the final third of an inning in the 7th. Did not allow a hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. He gets a ground out to finish out the game. So Green gets the win. Martinez will pick up the save. Taking the loss is Everlam. He drops to 3-3 on the season. He pitches 6 innings, gives up 7 hits, 4 runs, 6 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Walk total getting a little high high there forever, and that is a bit uncharacteristic for him. Came in with just 9 walks total on the season and gives up 6 here today. But the Docs, he was able to keep the Docs in it until the 6th inning when the defense kind of failed him back there behind him. Taking a look at the offensive numbers here today for the Docs, 7 hits in the ball game. Austin Takahashi in his return to the lineup goes 1 for 4. Sebastian Watson was 1 for 4 with a run scored on reaching on a single in the second. He scored the first run of the game for the Docs. Cade Johnson was 1 for 3 in the game with a single and an RBI, getting the first run of the game for the Docs driven in. Daniel Withers goes 1 for 3 with a single. Knox Hubbard was 1 for 2 with a single and a sac bunt. Braxton Dill goes 1 for 2 in this game with an RBI double and a walk. Eli Jacobs was 0 for 1 in the game with a sac bunt and a walk. And Carson Dunn goes 1 for 2 in this game with a single and a walk as well. On the other side for the Challengers, Jack Riley goes 1 for 4 in this one, reached on an error and scored a run in the third, also had a single in the sixth. Easton McDonald goes 1 for 3 with an RBI and a single. Eli Christ was 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a walk. Callan Vreem goes 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Cade Johansson 1 for 3 with a double. Dylan Butler goes 2 for 2 in the game with 2 singles and a sac bunt, also scored a run. And Adam Elliott will go 0 for 1 but had 2 walks, did score a run reaching on an error in there as well. So that's a look at the numbers, how this first game of our doubleheader played out. Game 2 going to be coming up here in just a few moments from now. We'll have our interview with Jace Johnson coming up here momentarily. But it is time now to name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. Find them on West Harvard Avenue there in Roseburg, just a few miles away from Champion Car Wash Field, and there by Roseburg High School in the 124 interchange with I-5. Tonight's player of the game is Braxton Dill with his RBI double in the fourth that tied the ball game up. He also had a few plays out in right field as well defensively. Braxton Dill, your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. All right, Game 2 coming up here in just a few moments. For those that are watching online, we will end the broadcast of Game 1 and start a new one for Game 2. So if you are watching, stick around to refresh the page or go back to our main page there on YouTube to find the broadcast of Game 2 coming up here in just a few moments, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. We'll get to things all ready and have our interview with Jace Johnson coming up in just a couple of moments here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.